what else though? Because it does not like specifically say that he's black.
Okay.
It just describes his skin color. That's all. It does not say that he's black. It does not say that anything. It's just describing his skin color.
All right, give me, okay,
yeah,
one second. Give me Song of Solomon. All right, chapter 1 and verse 5.
The Song of Solomon.
Who's Solomon to Jesus Christ?
I have no clue.
This is great-great-great-grandfather. All right, listen to this.
Song of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5. I am black.
I am what?
I am black.
He said what?
I am black.
Is Jesus Christ's grandfather black?
Wait. Is that what the Bible says? Yeah.
All right,
cool.
That plain.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna show you something else. Give me Acts. Chapter.
No, finish reading that.
All right, it gets better. It gets much better. We can finish reading. We can finish reading. I'm glad you said that. Nah,
reading that, man.
I actually appreciate that you said keep reading.
For sure.
So we're gonna keep reading. Right? The word Moroccan or Moor just simply means black or dark skin.
I never seen a black person in my life.
Neither have I.
Still looking for one. I ain't never seen one.
So when you call yourself Moroccan or Moor, the etymology of that word means black. That's all it means.
Black is a murky ether.
Sorry?
Black is a murky ether. That's something dark.
Well, black is just a color.
Just a color.
It's just a color.
It's not a race.
Exactly.
You're right.
Neither is the word Moor. If you believe in God.
No, I said I am Moroccan. My family came from Morocco.
Okay, they come from Morocco.
That's my nationality. That's where I'm from.
Okay. So prior to them calling themselves Moroccan, what did they call themselves?
Moorish.
Okay, the word Moorish just means black. Right? Prior to them calling themselves that, they called themselves the Jews or the Israelites. You can read about this in any sites or sorted documents that's been printed out. Now,
I can go back to some years. I don't think they ever call themselves Jews.
Okay. Well, listen to this. Read that. Finish that. Verse 4.
Verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee.
The Israelites will be discontinued from the heritage that God gave them. Read on.
And I will cause thee to serve thy enemies.
So they will be discontinued from the heritage because they're going to be serving their enemies so much. What does that sound like?
Y'all ain't serving our enemies. Y'all the Israelites, right?
Well, guess what? We do serve our enemies. We bought that cigarette. It's owned by so-called white people.
That's right.
Right? The food that we just ate.
I know, just me.
I'm not attacking you, my brother.
I'm saying, y'all the Israelites. I'm not an Israelite.
Well, all right, I'm going to exclude you. Right? The glasses that we wear, we got it from our enemy. They own it. The cars that we drive, we got it from our enemy. The land that you standing on, you living in your enemy's land because they stole it.
I know, but the flesh we living in ain't ours either. It ain't nothing but
well, the flesh is yours, brother.
It's gonna die. It's only a guard.
Well, but
we serve the spirit. We don't serve the flesh. The soul is only thing of plain of manifestation. All this gonna wither away. Everything that's around is just an illusion.
Straw man. That's a straw man. The point of the matter, what I'm saying is, the Israelites will be discontinued from the heritage, and they will serve their enemies. Is it a fact that your forefathers went to slavery or were in slavery in America? Or wherever they were?
I can't say that. I can't answer.
All right. Well, the Israelites were sent to slavery, and it said they would be called to serve their enemies. Read on.
And I will cause them to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
So they will be called to serve their enemies in the land which thou knowest not. Right? A land that they didn't know about, and a land that will be taken and stolen from them. This is talking about so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans.
I just don't understand why they serving the land instead of serving God. Because they shouldn't be worried about that. They can have everything in the land.
No, it didn't say serving the land.
I didn't say that.
They trying to keep it. They was fighting over that land back then. Why?
Who is that? What are you talking about?
Whoever wanted everything that's around us, overseas, here and everywhere, they fighting over all this territory for what? This territory is still going to be here once we leave.
Well, brother, the point of the matter is they fought over all of this stuff to deceive you and to deceive our people.
But they
That's
ain't
the point.
deceived nobody but themselves.
Well, they deceived you, brother.
But they the fool, they ain't deceived me. What I do, I choose. I can repent and turn away from them and not look back at it.
You can't repent, brother, because you're an Israelite. That's what we're trying to tell
I'm
you.
not an Israelite.
And you can't repent.
Hold on.
I can't repent.
So show me in the Bible Morocco or the nation of the Moors.
All you gotta do is look up the kingdom of the Moabites, Ruth.
Moabites.
Yeah, that's Moroccan. Moabites, Moorish Americans, that's
What does the word Moabite mean?
Moab.
What does it mean? Who comes from Moab?
What's that?
You ever heard of the Moabite stone?
Yeah.
Those are Chinese people.
You better believe it.
I
And
know.
they had you in
Because,
slavery
look,
too.
Because the part of my land came from Asia.
Right, brother. So I
So
guess
we all mixing in.
No.
Africa, South Africa.
give me Isaiah 40. Isaiah chapter 40.
Well, Isaiah chapter 40 and verse 1. Comfort ye, my people, saith your God.
So we are here to comfort our people, right? We have to comfort our people because our people have been so excluded from information, so excluded from God, so excluded from themselves. Just discontinued, like how Jeremiah 7 was, you know?
Speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem, and cry unto her.
So we have to speak comfortably to Jerusalem. And you got to cry to her, right? Jerusalem is talking about the nation of Israel, right? Because we're comely to a delicate woman. How would you speak to your woman? You can't just go and bust in a room and start yelling at her and being and just being radical to her. Guess what? That woman is going to be jammed up. She's not going to be the best woman that she was created to be. You have to speak calmly to her, and you have to cry out to her. Right? Read on.
That her warfare is accomplished.
That her what?
Her warfare is accomplished.
So we pray that our warfare is accomplished. Like that brother said who was Moroccan. So-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans have adopted all these different names since after the Dark Ages. Right? During the Dark Ages, we, for the most part, knew who we were. We knew our nationality. We knew that we were Israelites. Or we knew that our forefathers were Israelites. Because a lot of atrocities happened at that time, and nationalities and rape and things of that nature took place. But for the most part, we knew our progeny. But now that we are in this Babylonian systematic society where everything was taken from us, we don't know. He was very confident that he was a
Moroccan.
Yeah, Moroccan. Right? But you can be confident in wrong. Like how it says in the book of Proverbs. Right? Read on.
There's a way that seems right to a man.
But the end of the world is the ways of destruction.
Right.
Roughly paraphrasing. Right, read on.
That her iniquity is pardoned, for she hath received of the Lord's hand double for all her sins.
Yeah, we receive double for our sins. So people trying to figure out, why can't we get it together? What's wrong with so-called black people? We receive double for our sins. We received, so the plagues that all happened to us, you read about the plagues in Egypt, you read about the plagues in Babylon and all that type of stuff. America was double, man. Right? America was double. And a lot of people try to figure out, well, why was Jesus Christ the way that he was when he was on the scene? Because he knew that we was about to receive these terrible, heinous, never seen before acts.
Yeah, they say he had a devil.
Huh?
They said Yahweh Shai had a devil.
Yeah, they say he had a devil on him. Right? But he foresaw these different things. What do you think he saw on the mountaintop when Satan took him up there? Right? He foresaw America. He foresaw Hollywood and these different things. He knew that this society would do different warfare acts to us, like food, medicine, right? Water, air, pollution.
Hepatitis B.
All that stuff, man. This is all warfare. And this is a double plague that we receive because of the wickedness of our doings. Read on.
the voice of him that crieth in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord.
What the Lord say?
Prepare ye the way of the Lord.
So we have to prepare the way of the Lord because we just died. We just pretty much just died as a nation of people, right? We're dead. We're spiritually dead. We're almost physically dead, right? Every day we eat death. We inhale death. We digest death. So the only ways of life we have is these scriptures.
Right.
That's the only reason why we're here, right? Because we have these scriptures. What they say in the world, each one teach one type of spirit. Read on.
Make straight in the desert a highway for our God.
And so we have to make straight way in the desert a highway of our God, because a lot of times you're driving on the highway, you may see a lane that it looks to be open. And next thing you know, everybody get in that lane. Everybody follow that lane. So we can't follow everybody. We have to follow the ways of the Most High. Read Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 10. That's a problem with our people. We follow. We're just a bunch of followers, like how that brother is. The brother heard, oh, Moroccan, Moor, that sounds right. Oh, Moabite. How do you get Moroccan and Moor mixed up with the Moabites? I mean, who the Moabites are clear as day in the scriptures. It's clear as day that those are Chinese people, so-called Chinese people. And we understand this, the history, what happened with them and how we were mingled among them, and how they learned our different fighting tactics and things of that nature, how they had us in captivity during the Tang Dynasty, right? Built the Great Wall of China and things of that nature. We understand that. So we can see how he was confused about that, but at the same time, we're not those people. Right, read that.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 10. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. If they say, come with us, let us lay wait.
So it said, my son, if sinners entice thee, do what to them? Consent thou not?
Consent thou not.
So if you are learning from a bunch of sinners, or if you hear or see some sinners teaching some type of doctrine, you're not even supposed to go over there and just deal with them like that. Don't consent to them. Consent meaning follow their ways, follow their teachings, get engulfed with the information that they're putting out there. Yeah, you're making an agreement with them. Like how people do on a daily basis, right? People will see and know that the music business is wicked, right. And they'll say, you know what? I'm gonna try to make it, and I'm gonna flip the tables on it. No, it don't work like that. It don't work. It doesn't work like that. I'm just gonna go to the party. I'm gonna shake hands with I forgot that man's name.
Rubin?
Yeah, Michael Rubin Spirit, and the guy that mentored P. Diddy.
Quincy. Not him. He didn't mentor him, but it was another that helped Will Smith out, Quincy Jones.
Yeah, Quincy Jones Spirit, and all them other guys, man. It's madness. So the Lord said, consent thou not. Right, didn't we talk about it before?
Yeah.
All right, read on. Salaka, you remember what we told you? That you were an Israelite, God's chosen people? All right, read on.
If they say, come, let us.
So if the sinners
if they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood.
Let us lay wait for blood. Read on.
Let us lurk privily.
Let us lurk privily
for the innocent without cause.
And that is the epitome of America. Right? They sit and they plot on people. They plot on nations. Right? What do you think they're doing in Gaza right now? What do you think is happening all across the world? What do you think is happening with the whole so-called immigrant thing taking place? That's a plot and a plan that's been brewing up for a long time. Right? They're trying to create chaos and war and anarchy in a society. And when that takes place and you see them doing that, you can't join with them, right? You can't do what they're doing. So that was Stevie, right? Steve. Right, read on.
Let us swallow them up alive as the grave,
Read.
and whole as those that go down into the pit.
Read on.
We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil,
Read.
cast in by lot among us.
Read on.
Let us all have one purse.
Right.
My son, walk not thou in the way with them.
The Lord said, walk not what?
Walk not thou in the way with them.
And this is wisdom, because he learned this. You're supposed to learn from your mistakes. You're supposed to study history, learn from that, and move better in the future. Because our forefathers did this time and time again. Give me Joshua 22 and like verse 19. Joshua chapter 22 and verse 19.
Book of Joshua chapter 22 and verse 19. Notwithstanding, if the land of your possession be unclean, then pass ye over unto the land of the possession of the Lord, wherein the Lord's tabernacle dwelleth, and take possession among us.
Read on.
But rebel not against the Lord.
But what the Lord said?
But rebel not against the
So
Lord.
the Lord commanded them on what not to do when they go into this place. He told them exactly what not to do, which was rebel not against the Lord. Right? Read on.
Nor rebel against us in building you an altar beside the altar of the Lord our God.
Read.
Did not Achan, the son of Zerah, commit a trespass in the accursed thing?
Right?
And wrath fell on all the congregation of Israel.
So when this one man sinned, wrath fell on the whole nation of Israel. Not the nation, but the congregation, right, thereof at that time. So it's important that everybody in your circle is on point, right? One person can mess it up for everybody, right? Read on.
And that man perished not alone in his iniquity.
Read.
Then the children of Reuben and the children of Gad and the half tribe of Manasseh answered, and said unto the heads of the thousands of Israel, the Lord God of gods, the Lord God of gods.
The Lord God of gods, the Lord God of gods. Read.
He knoweth, and Israel he shall know,
Read.
if it be in rebellion or if in transgression against the Lord.
Read on.
Save us not this day.
What did he say?
Save us not this day,
Read.
that we have built us an altar to turn from following the Lord.
So they built themselves an altar to turn from following the Lord. Read on.
Or to offer thereon burnt offering or meat offering, or to offer peace offerings
Read on.
thereon. Let the Lord himself require it. And if we have not rather done it for fear of this thing, saying, in time to come, your children might speak unto our children,
Right.
saying, what have ye to do with the Lord God of Israel? For the Lord has made Jordan a border between us and you,
Read.
ye children of Reuben and children of Gad. Ye have no part in the Lord.
Right.
So shall your children make our children cease from fearing the Lord.
Right. So if you start to go off against the Most High, your children's children are not going to see the face of the Most High. Right. Read on.
Therefore we said, let us now prepare to build us an altar, not for burnt offering, nor for sacrifice,
Read.
but that it may be a witness between us and you,
Right.
and our generations after us, that we might do the service of the Lord before him with our burnt offerings, and with our sacrifices, and with our peace offerings,
Read.
that your children may not say to our children in time to come, ye have no part in the Lord.
Read on.
Therefore said we, that it shall be when they should so say to us or to our generations in time to come, that we may say again, behold the pattern of the altar of the Lord,
Right.
which our fathers made, not for burnt offerings, nor for sacrifices, but it is as a witness between us and you.
Read on.
God forbid that we should rebel against the Lord,
God forbid that we should rebel against the Lord. Read.
and turn this day from following the Lord, to build an altar for burnt offerings, for meat offerings, or for sacrifices, beside the altar of the Lord our God,
Read.
that is before his tabernacle. And when Phinehas, the priest, and the princes of the congregation, and the heads of the thousands of Israel, which were with him,
Right?
heard the words that the children of Reuben, and the children of Gad, and the children of Manasseh spake, it pleased them.
It pleased them, right? So we can't follow wickedness, but follow after righteousness and do what the Lord said,
Right.
as he commanded us. And that's written in the law in Exodus chapter, I think it's 23, I believe, in verse 3. Yeah, get that real quick.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 41 and verse 5. And it reads, the children of sinners are abominable children, and they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly.
Right?
The inheritance of sinners' children shall perish, and their prosperity shall have a perpetual reproach. The children will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake. Woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High God. For if ye increase, it shall be to your destruction. And if ye be born, ye shall be born to a curse. And if ye die, a curse shall be your portion.
That's right, that's plain. Right? Bring it up.
Ooh, Exodus chapter 23 and verse 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment.
Right, so don't follow a multitude to do evil. Right? Do exactly what the Most High commanded us to do. Right? And that's going to be our good. This is how we're going to go into these other lands and possess it. Right? Because the days of going to possess other lands are at hand.
Right.
Right? Brothers have to get their minds prepared for this. We're going to have to go to the land of such and such land. We're going to possess that land. What do you do with that land? You start to build. You start to replenish. You start to revive that land. And your foundation has to be through the word of the Most High. It has to be through the precepts. It has to be through the scriptures. Right? It has to be. And you have to be righteous enough to stand for that. Give me Luke chapter 18 and verse 1. Luke 18 and 1. Right? Be that righteous judge. Be that righteous man on the earth. Right? To sacrifice for your people. Bring it up.
Book of Luke, chapter 18, verse 1. And he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint.
How y'all doing, sisters? I got 1 second for a Bible verse.
Verse 2, saying, there was a city, a judge, which feared not God,
Right, there was a judge that feared not God. Read on.
neither regarded man.
Neither did he regard man. Read.
And there was a widow in that city,
Read on.
and she came to him, saying, avenge me of my adversary.
Read on.
And he would not for a while. But afterwards he said within himself, though I fear not God,
Though I fear not God,
nor regard man,
nor do I regard man,
yet because this widow troubled me, I will avenge her,
read on.
lest by her continual coming she weary me.
Read on, because if she keep coming to me, she's gonna vex me in the spirit. Right? Although I don't fear God, neither do I regard man. I'm just a wicked judge. I'm gonna go ahead and avenge her real quick so she can leave out of my presence. Right? Read on.
And the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge said.
Right? So the Lord said, hear what this unjust judge said. Read.
And shall not God avenge his own elect, which cry day and night?
Which do what?
Which cry day and night?
Right, so that's the opposite of following the multitude to do evil. Y'all got 1 second here, a Bible verse? Because the multitude, they don't fear God. They don't cry day and night for the Lord. Right? When's the last time you heard somebody tweet out, I'm praying and I'm waiting for the Lord to take over the earth and to destroy the wicked rulers of this society? You don't hear that. Right? People pray for things that are vanity, things that are vain, things that mean nothing, things that have nothing to do with actually bettering the earth. Because the only way the earth gets better is the right people in power seat, right? Which is so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans in their righteous estate. So the Lord said he's going to avenge his very own elect, right? Which are the Israelites. Read.
Which cried day and night unto him, though he bear long with them. I tell you that he will avenge.
Salaki. How y'all doing, brothers? Right, y'all believe in God? Y'all got 1 second for a Bible verse? I want to show y'all something. Right, give me Judges chapter 2. Right, in verse 11. Now, have you ever heard of what your race is called in the Bible? Like, if I was to ask you, what is your race? What would you tell me?
Black African American.
Yeah, black African American, right? What about you?
I don't even know. White.
White, which is a color, right? What about
Hispanic.
you? Hispanic. What about you?
African American.
Now, you hear none of those names in the Bible, but we call ourselves names that we were taught in America. Isn't that a problem? Why would I call my... Now, you know, does America teach you the truth? Yeah. So why would you just accept anything you've been taught? Like, the brother said exactly, right? Like, why would you just accept that? You will only be a fool. Or are you conquered by someone that don't want you to know who you actually are? So listen to this. Right, read that.
Judges chapter 2 and verse 11. And the children of Israel.
You ever heard of the children of Israel? Yeah. You have? So out of the four of you, one of you have heard of the children of Israel. Who are the children of Israel to God? The chosen people. Did you know that God had a chosen race of people? We didn't know that. Now, do you believe him, or should we read it in the Bible? Because he said it. And I agree. So the best thing is, well, God has a chosen race of people. Show me that in the Bible. That's what a wise man would say. Otherwise, I would be like, oh, okay, I believe you. Just go with anything. That's like right now, I say, if you eat this dust, it's good for you. Okay, I'll eat the dust. Right? You got to prove things. Right? So listen to this, Isaiah 44:1.
Book of Isaiah chapter 44, verse 1. Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant,
Read on.
and Israel.
So Jacob's name was later changed to Israel. The word Israel means prince of power with God. So Israel, whom what?
Whom I have chosen.
So God chose Israel. This is a race of people. There's actually 12 tribes to this race. Now, if God has a chosen race of people in the Bible, and these people that he created are living on the earth, who are these people? That's what everybody should be trying to find out. There's a chosen race of people that God has set in being and wrote about in the Bible. Where they at? Can I go touch them? Surely I have to go talk to them, because this is God's chosen race. Guess what? Some of you may be the Israelites, God's chosen race of people. But how do we know who the Israelites are? God is going to tell you. Judges chapter 2 and verse 11.
Book of Judges chapter 2 and verse 11. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord.
They did righteous in the sight of the Lord.
Did evil in the sight of the Lord.
What would a good father do to his child for being disobedient? Discipline them. So God is going to discipline the Israelites as a race of people. And through this disciplinary position that he's going to put them in, it's going to pinpoint who these people are. Does that make sense? Now, what evil did they do?
And served Balaam.
So Balaam is a false god. It's an idol, right? It's something that you can create. So like if right now, if I was to go to the store, I'm going to buy some Balenciaga boots, and I just worship them. I'm telling these Balenciaga boots, they're so good. I start kissing them. Balenciaga boots. Right? Now I'm worshiping the boots. Now that has become my God. The Most High don't like that. So check out what he did to the Israelites for serving Balaam. Verse 14.
Verse 14. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel.
God was angry at them. So angry that he said he was hot at them. Read on.
And he delivered them into the hands of spoilers.
So the judgment was the Israelites had their own land, their own jurisdiction. They got delivered to the hands of spoilers, meaning another race of people now has them. Read on.
That spoiled them.
And those people began to spoil them, meaning rob them. Read on.
And he sold them.
He did what to them?
And he sold them.
Read.
Into the hands of their enemies.
And God sold the Israelites. Sold them into what? Freedom? No, sold them into slavery. That's in the Bible. What does that sound like? We just said what?
The white man.
He said it sounded like the white man.
I don't know how we fight with him.
Yeah, so God sold the Israelites, right? And it just so happened that the Israelites are so-called black people, Latinos, and Native Americans. How do we know that? How did your people get to America? From slavery. What part of transportation? By boats. How did the Native Americans and the indigenous people that was on this land, how did they get to other parts of the earth during the things like the Indian Ocean slave trade, things of that nature?
Spanish Inquisition.
And the Spanish Inquisition by boat. Do you think that's in the Bible? You've been to church before, right? You've been to church, but you never heard that God was sending his chosen race of people to slavery on the ship. You didn't hear that in the church, did you? Guess what? We're about to read it to you in the Bible right now. All right, Deuteronomy 1:1. Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1. And you guys can listen too, because you guys are the chosen people. All right, listen to this.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
You guys ever heard of Moses? Mm-hmm. Now Moses is what you call a prophet. A prophet is someone that foretells futuristic events on the earth, right? Moses prophesied about the land that you're standing on right now. And we're about to prove it to you. What land is this called? America, right? Moses prophesied about America. And we're about to read it. So it said Moses is speaking to what people?
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So Israel is God's chosen people, the Israelites. What did he tell the Israelites? Deuteronomy chapter 11 and verse 26. Now this is after the Exodus, when the Israelites were freed from Pharaoh. Y'all know about that story when he said, Pharaoh, let my people go? This is what he told them after he freed them out of slavery. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 11 and verse 26.
Read.
Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse.
So Moses is prophesying to them. He's about to tell them about their future. They're going to receive blessings and or curses. Read on.
A blessing if ye obey the commandments of the Lord your God.
So if the Israelites obey God, what's going to happen to them? They're going to receive blessings. Read on.
Which I command you this day.
Right.
And a curse.
And a what?
And a curse.
Read.
If you will not obey the commandments.
So he told the Israelites if they be disobedient to God, they're going to receive curses. The land that you're standing on right now is one of the products of that verse that we just read. And we're about to prove it. Deuteronomy 28:68.
Deuteronomy 28:68.
Now I asked you, I said, how did your forefathers get to this landmass? I'm talking about America, North America, South America. That's the same thing. If you know anything about the Spanish Inquisition, right? North America, South America is the same thing. Listen to this.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
God said he's going to do what to the Israelites?
Bring thee into Egypt again.
Now, when they were in Egypt the first time, and Moses said, Pharaoh, let my people go, what were they doing in Egypt? What did they have to be let go from? Slavery. So remember, God said if they're disobedient, they're going to have to receive the curses. One of the curses is going back to Egypt again. So what were they doing in Egypt? Slaves. What would Egypt mean? If they have to go back to Egypt as a curse or a punishment. Going back to slavery. It's that simple. But we're going to prove that with another Bible verse to show you what Egypt means. Exodus 20:2. Listen to this.
Book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2.
Listen.
I am the Lord thy God,
Read.
which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt,
The land of Egypt is called what in the Bible?
out of the house of bondage.
The house of bondage. Because it's a representation of the Israelites being enslaved in Egypt. Now God said if they're disobedient, they have to go back to Egypt again. Now listen to how they're going to go back to Egypt. Read that again from the top.
Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
What's the name of the people that we're reading about? Israelites. You guys ever heard of the Israelites?
Yeah.
It's God's chosen race of people. Listen to this.
And the Lord
shall
shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So Egypt, we just classified, that means bondage or slavery. They're going to go to Egypt again.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
What race of people is known for going to bondage on ships? So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Right? Aztecs, Mayans, and Incas. Look at this sign right here. Right? These are the 12 tribes of Israel that you read. When you open up the Bible, you're reading about these people. So-called black people, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans, Aztecs, Incas, and Mayans. Right? These are the 12 tribes of Israel, the chosen race of people. Right? Now let me ask you a question. Because we read it in the Bible that God has a chosen race. Right? Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. I want you to listen to this real good.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6.
Now, are all people equal?
Yeah.
Do you think God created everybody equal? All right. Now, we were taught that where? Or you just came up that one in your own mind? Taught that in church. Now, listen to what's in the Bible.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Holy means set apart, separate. Thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. It's talking about the Israelites. Read.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee.
Chose the Israelites.
To be a special people unto himself.
A special people unto himself.
Above all people.
Everybody's equal.
Above all people.
Read.
That are upon the face of the earth.
Is everybody equal? You said yes? It said what?
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
It said that the Israelites are above all the other people that God created. So let me ask you this. What races of people are the best athletes? Who dominates sports?
Black people.
Black people and Latinos and Native Americans, right? Who's running baseball? Huh? Latinos, right? And Native Americans. Who dominates soccer?
Mexico.
Yeah. Is that a coincidence? Or did they wake up with the best attributes, or like what happened there? No. When you read the Bible, you read about God making a chosen people better than his other creation. This is in the Bible. It's been in the Bible for generations.
That's right.
So when you read, when you study your history, right, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you find out that you guys are the Israelites, right? Where are you guys from?
San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio, Texas. Where are your forefathers from? Like Mexico, El Salvador, South America, Mexico. Right? So if you look on this sign, you will see the tribes that you descend from. Right? Israelites, so-called Mexicans are Israelites in the tribe of Issachar. Right? So on and so forth. Alright, what about you? Where are your forefathers from? Mexico. Issachar in the house. So you will be one of God's chosen race of people from the tribe of Issachar. Right? And you can't never forget that, brother. This is your inheritance that was taken from you. Right? Give me Jeremiah 17:4 one more time. Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. Listen to this. This is why you don't know, or you didn't know, who God called you to be out of the Bible. Listen to this.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself.
This is speaking about the Jews, but this is a representation for the 12 tribes of Israel. What's going to happen to the 12 tribes of Israel?
Shall discontinue from thy inheritance.
You're going to discontinue from your heritage. You're going to start calling yourself Mexican. What does Mexican mean? It doesn't mean really anything. Right? What did you call yourself prior to you being enslaved in Mexico? Why do you speak Spanish? What happened there? Who are the Spaniards and what did they do to you? These are, he said 1492, Christopher Columbus. But these are things you have to start thinking about in order to change the trajectory of your people right now. Because your people are the ones that's being mistreated. Your people are the ones that are still the last hired in the first fight.
That's right.
You don't own anything, right? When was your face on a dollar bill? It's never happened. But guess what? If you know your history and know who you are, you're going to set your future generation up that those things in the past won't happen again. Right? You guys are the Israelites. Right. So the Lord said, thou even thyself
shalt discontinue from thine heritage.
And it happened. Now we're in Mexico getting raped, robbed, and murdered by the Spaniards. And now they teaching us about Spanish. What language did you speak before that? You spoke Hebrew. Right? What language did the black man speak before he spoke the English language? He spoke Hebrew. Right? Read on.
Shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
Read on.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies.
What people enslaved us? Exactly. What did God call them?
Thine enemies.
That's in the Bible. A lot of people say, well, why do you say it? It's in the Bible. All you have to do is read the Bible. You'll find out your history. Read on.
In the land which thou knowest not.
Because guess what? Where were you before you got to Mexico? How did you get to South America? Right? Give me 2 Letters chapter 14. 13 and verse 40. Right? You predominantly came to this land. I'm specifically speaking about you, the Latinos, and the so-called Native Americans. You predominantly came to this land after the Persian Empire. You weren't always in South America, but you were here first though. And guess what? That's written in the Bible. Listen to this.
The 2 Ezra chapter 13 and verse 40.
Now this little red book is a part of your King James Bible. This is called the Apocrypha. The word Apocrypha means hidden books. If you get an older Bible, which the elder doesn't have out here, right? From the 1600s, you'll see the complete Bible like this right here. It has all of the books inside. Now listen to this history. Y'all let me know if this actually happened in history or not. Read that.
Those are the 10 tribes.
How many tribes are there to the chosen race of people? Does anybody know? 12 tribes of Israel. So we're reading about 10. Those are the 10 tribes
which were carried away captives, prisoners out of their own land in the time of O.C. the king.
So O.C. the king is around 540 BC, right? The Persian Empire. The Persian Empire fought the Babylonian Empire, if you know anything about Nebuchadnezzar. So as they were fighting, your tribe said, guess what? We have to leave these people. And it's going to tell you, read on.
The king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land.
Now, I said it, but I'm going to ask this question. Who was in America first? America, North America, and South America. What people were in this side of the earth first?
The
Latinos and the Native Americans, right? Read on.
But they took this counsel among themselves.
Read.
That they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
So they were enslaved by the Persians, but they said, we're going to leave these people. Read.
And go forth into a further country.
We have to go somewhere further. Read.
Where never mankind dwelt.
Where what?
Where never mankind dwelt.
This is letting you know who was in America first. This is in the Bible. Your history is in the Bible. Right? It's all in there. Where never mankind dwelt, meaning where there wasn't a civilization. So when you go into North America and South America, you can find pyramids with Hebrew writing on it. Right? So this is all your history. So you guys will be the Israelites, God's chosen people. Now here's the question. Why did all this stuff happen to us? Why are we still the last people or the most disrespected people on the earth by all the other races?
Feel threatened, maybe?
They feel threatened. Anybody got another answer? That's true. Anybody want to throw something else out there? We're going to show you, right? Give me the book of Psalms, chapter 107 and verse 10. I'm going to show you the exact reason why.
Book of Psalms, chapter 107 and verse 10.
So to verse 9.
Verse 9. For he satisfieth the longing soul.
This is talking about God. He satisfies the longing souls. Read on.
And filleth the hungry soul with goodness.
Read.
Such as sit in darkness.
So there's a people that's sitting in darkness, which is our people. Darkness is not knowing your God-given name. Like before you came up, you didn't know that you was an Israelite. You didn't know that you was an Israelite. To be an Israelite means you have special powers with God. which is why your race of people cooks. What people cook the best?
White people.
Huh?
White people.
White people cook the best. All right. Well, you eat their food, my
I'm
brother.
from Louisiana. It's different.
So say what?
It's different in Louisiana. They can cook.
Okay, all praise. Well, guess what? I'd rather eat my brother right here's tacos than the so-called white person. I'd rather eat his, right? I'd rather get down with the enchiladas. You know, that's me. That's my preference. You know, yeah, I'd rather eat this brother right here fried chicken, man. Right? You know, I'd rather do that. You know, I don't want any smoked turkey from the so-called. I don't want that. I don't want it. Right? And I know y'all don't want that either. Right? So the Lord said what?
Such as sitting in darkness, being and in the shadow of death,
Read.
being bound in affliction.
So our people are bound in affliction. Read on.
And iron,
And iron is what they bound us with. Our mighty strong men, which defeated us in battle. Why did that happen to us?
because they rebelled against the words of God.
Why did slavery happen to us?
Because they rebelled against the words of
The
God.
Spanish Inquisition happened because of what?
Because they rebelled against the words of God.
So the so-called white man was able to conquer our people because we didn't listen to God. What did God tell us to do? He told us if we love him, keep his commandments. Things like the Sabbath day. You ever heard of the Sabbath day? Never heard of the Sabbath day.
Oh, yeah.
What's the Sabbath day?
I don't know, but I heard it.
Heard it.
Yeah.
So this is the reason why we're going through this cycle, because we don't know our history.
That's right.
So it's our job to learn our history so we don't repeat the same mistakes, right? So the Sabbath day is a commandment for the Israelites, right? You know about the Sabbath day? All right, give me Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8. This is one of the commandments that is going to stop the injustice that's being done to the Latinos and the so-called black men. By us knowing this one commandment right here, thousands and millions of Latinos and Native Americans and black people won't get put to death by God just by doing this commandment. Read that. Look back. It's like you got it.
Okay. Look at Exodus chapter 20, verse 8.
Bring it out.
Remember the Sabbath day.
Don't forget and don't worry about the Sabbath day.
Remember the Sabbath day.
God said remember the Sabbath day because you may forget it or you may not know about it. Remember the Sabbath day.
To keep it holy.
Read on.
6 days shall thou labor
6 days you have on the earth to labor. Read.
and do all thy work.
Yeah, you want to sell enchiladas, tacos, you want to sell fried chicken, you want to set up a shop, sell t-shirts, etc. Do all your work in the 6 days. Read.
But the seventh day
Read.
is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
So the seventh day is the Sabbath day, meaning the day of rest that was given to the so-called black man, the so-called Latino man, the so-called Native American man. We're supposed to be coming together like how we are right now. Like the Lord brought y'all up here really to keep the Sabbath day. So you're keeping the Sabbath day right now, low key. But this is what we're supposed to be doing as a nation of people. But we don't know this. In it shall thou what?
In it thou shalt not do any work.
Work like servile work, like work for hire, work for a boss. You know?
Thou, nor thy son,
Read.
nor thy daughter,
Read on.
thy manservant,
Read on.
nor thy maidservant,
Read on.
nor thy cattle,
Read.
nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
Read.
For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth.
Right, so the Lord told us to keep this commandment. And this is going to bless us for our good. But you didn't know about that. So now you know about it. Now you know, okay, well, I'm an Israelite. We're supposed to keep the Sabbath day. That's only if you love God. And only, if you don't want to see the injustices keep happening to your people. Right? Y'all got any questions about God, about the Bible, about the future state of the world? Shouldn't you want to know what's about to happen in the earth? Shouldn't you want to know about why you're here? These are all questions that your generation is supposed to be asking. Because guess what? Did your father ask those questions? Did your mother ask those questions? No, we were trying to figure it out in Mexico, in El Salvador, in Colombia, and all these different places we've been scattered to. Does that make sense? I'm going to show you another thing that God did to our people. Give me Deuteronomy 28:54. Listen to this. You let me know what race of people fits this curse. Because remember, God said if you keep the commandments, what will happen to the Israelites? You'll be blessed. If you break the commandments, what's going to happen to the Israelites? You'll be cursed. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 54.
Listen to this real good.
So that the man that is tender among you,
The man that's tender among you, meaning the man or the woman in your own race. Read.
and very delicate,
Read.
his eye shall be evil toward his brother.
So if you started breaking God's commandments instead of tender and delicacy towards your own race of people, what did God say would happen to you?
His eye shall be evil toward his own brother.
What race of people can't get along? The Israelites. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. They kill each other. Right? They rape, rob, and murder each other for the most part. Right? You got different gangs in the Latinos society. You got different gangs in the so-called black culture. Right? And it's eternal war. And you don't have a society that gets along, that comes together and builds things. That don't happen to the Chinese men. Go to Japan, right? Go to China right now. They got vast cities and they're not going to war with one another. But our people are, because we don't keep God's commandments. What else did God say?
And toward the wife of his bosom.
So he's gonna have an evil eye toward his brother and an evil eye toward his wife. Meaning they're gonna stop believing in marriage. They're gonna be beating on one another. Domestic violence. This happens to the black and the Latino men, right? What else did God say will happen?
And toward the remnant of his children,
He's going to be evil toward his children. Read.
which he shall lead.
No, he's going to stay.
Which he shall lead.
The Bible said that the Israelites' fathers are going to begin to leave the home. Who's suffering from single-parent household? Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Did I make that up, or is that in the Bible? Did that actually come to pass? Yeah, so God wrote this. Or our forefathers wrote this, right? Inspired by God. And it happened. So this is proven to you that we're the Israelites. Right? Deuteronomy 28, verse 48. Listen to this last verse.
Verse 48.
This is another thing that the Lord said will happen to the Israelites.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger.
You're going to have to serve your enemies. And the Lord is going to send these different people against you. Read.
That's right.
In hunger, and in thirst,
Read on.
and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
Anything you desire to eat, you have to get it from your enemy. Read on.
And he
So the he is talking about your enemy. Read.
shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck
Until what?
until he have destroyed thee.
So this is a physical yoke of iron. Did this happen or did it not happen? This happened not just to the black men. This happened to the Latinos and the Native Americans. This is called being conquered by your enemy and accepting anything that they teach you. Religion, white Jesus, all this stuff. All right, y'all all know that Jesus is not white, right? Y'all know that. Surely you have to know that. That's plain as day in the Bible. In Revelation chapter 1 and verse 13. Jesus Christ is a so-called Negro. Right? You read about that in the Bible. Right? Well, one second, let me finish this and I'll ask you a question. Right? Read on.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
The Lord is going to bring a nation against the Israelites from far, like Spain. How far is that? That's super far. Read on.
From the end of the earth,
Read.
as swift as the eagle flieth.
Whose nation symbol is an eagle? America. All of the American empires. French, Dutch, Spain, right? England. These people use that symbol because they know who they are. They're compared to an eagle in the Bible. Read.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Which is why they forced you to speak their language during the Spanish Inquisition or during the Middle Passage, right? Where they forced the so-called black men to speak English, etc., etc. Is this making sense? Where are we reading this out of? The Bible. And guess what? The Bible is your history book.
That's right.
This is how you find out your past and how you find out how to correct your future. Right? So what is your God-given nationality? Are you black and Latino and African Americans? No. What did God call you? Israelites. Right? You were the 12 tribes of Israel that was once lost, but now found in the last days. And this revolution will be televised. You're an Israelite, my brother. My sister. God's chosen people. Alright? Any questions? Question?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Quick. What's going on there, man? I'm interested in this type of conversation.
Yes, sir.
But I hear you say Jesus ain't white.
Yes, sir.
You say he's black or Negro. But does it matter is the identity and the power and the color, or is it in the spirit and the will?
Good question. Give me 1 John chapter 5, verse 10. Give me the book of Daniel, chapter 5, and verse 10. 5 and 10? Yep.
1 John chapter 5 and verse 10.
Listen to this.
He that believeth on the Son of God.
You believe on the Son of God, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We all believe on the Son of God, right? Read on.
Hath the witness in himself.
So if you believe on the Lord, you will have the witness in yourself. The word witness meaning something that you can attest to, right? This is going into visionary acts. You have to see it. Read on.
He that believeth not God.
He that believeth not God
hath made him a liar.
Why?
Because he believeth not the record that God gave of his Son.
Did God leave a record of his Son?
I think God left testimonies of others to express the power that God gave them. That's what the Bible is composed of, from my understanding.
So the answer is no.
So wait, what was the question again?
I said, did God leave a record of his Son?
Yeah, the Bible.
So what does the record say regarding the Lord and his appearance?
Hold on, let's roll back to my question that I had asked real quick, and
Yes,
then
sir.
we can roll forward to the question that you had.
Yes, sir.
I asked, was the power in the color, skin color, or
All
all right, y'all.
right, y'all are God's chosen people, the
That's
Israelites.
right, by the way.
Right.
What's up, man? What's up with it? Yeah, I was trying to say though, is the power in the skin color or the will and the spirit?
It's a good question.
You know,
Right.
that's what I'm asking. Like, is it because, we know Jesus is white. I don't think Jesus is much of a color. I think it was the spirit of the man as opposed to the color and the structure, the physical part of it. I think it was the spirit and the willpower. How does that, relate to being black or white or anything like that?
What if there was no Jesus and it's all made up?
All right. Now I want to answer that, right?
Yes, sir.
But first, read that one more time.
Okay.
1 John chapter 5 and verse 10. He that believeth on the Son of God hath the witness in himself. He that believeth not God hath made him a liar. Because he believeth not the record that God gave of his Son.
So the question was, I asked the question with a question, if you didn't mind.
No, it's cool.
So I said, did God leave a record of his Son?
God did leave a record.
So, if that be true, we would have to read the record of his Son.
There you go.
Not only that, the testimonies and the prophecies that compile of his Son. And then we can say, okay, well, does his complexion matter or does it not matter? So now, give me Revelation chapter 1 and verse 13. Give me the book of Daniel, chapter 5 and verse 10. All right, read that first.
Book of Daniel, chapter 5, verse 10.
So the kind of question it was, does color matter?
Does
All right, read that.
Now,
Daniel 10 and 5, somebody.
you want 10 and 5? Okay, no problem. Book of Daniel, chapter 10, verse 5. Then I lift up my eyes and look, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen.
So this certain man is talking about who the world calls Jesus, whose real name is Yahweh Shai. A certain man clothed in linen.
Whose loins were girded with fine gold of Euphrates.
So this is a real man that walked the earth. Right? Read on.
His body also was like the girl,
Right? Meaning he had on attire that was green. Read on.
and his face as the appearance of lightning,
Right, he had a shiny face. Like how your face is shining right now. That's cool. Read on.
and his eyes as lamps of fire,
Red eyes.
and his arms
His arms
and his feet
and his feet.
like in color,
Like in what?
like in color,
Does color matter? Like in what?
like in color
To what?
of polished of polished brass.
So let's stop right there, my brother. Okay. Hold on, let's stop right there.
Polished brass.
So, you mean to tell me in the Bible that it says that Jesus Christ is black? It's literally saying, why would they give us this image? Not only that, hold on, I'm not asking the question. I'm putting statements out. Why would they give us this image? And when they gave us this image, what did it teach us?
I don't know.
To control black people and look up to white.
Okay, with that being said, you're asking about does his color matter? That's like me saying if you were to, God forbid, have password as your son, and somebody created a falsified image and taught it to your son. It matters. Your son needs to know who you are in its totality, not just a split image or a falsified image of who you are.
Give me 1 second. Let me respond to something real quick, then I'll respond to you. That's number 1. All right, number 2. I get it. I get that whole thing. I think that the image is going to be constructed after the nation, which is fine. Because I'm sure, I don't know for sure, but I'm just saying, wherever you are, I'm sure that the image is going to be designed after whatever nation. That's cool. But what about the spirit of the man is what I'm asking. Okay, let's just say Jesus was black. Or he was black. But what about the spirit of the man that's going to really change? Because I don't think the power is in the skin color. I think the power is in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he might have been black, might have had never hair, might have had dreads, might have had cornrows, cool. But the spirit of the man, that's what separates. You know what I'm saying? That's what brings together, not the skin color. That's my argument.
Okay, and I understand your argument very clear. But we can't live in what ifs.
No.
Hold on. Hear me out. I heard you out.
Okay.
We can't live in what ifs. I can't say he might have had dreads. He might have been a Negro. He might have been a white man. Maybe he was Middle Eastern, right? I can't say that because it's written who he is. Right? Real quick.
You kind of living in the what else though, because it does not specifically say that he's black.
Okay.
It just describes his skin color. That's all. It does not say that he's black. It does not say that anything. It's just describing his skin color.
All right, one second.
Fair enough.
Give me Song of Solomon. All right, chapter 1 and verse 5.
Song of Solomon.
Who's Solomon to Jesus Christ?
I have no clue.
This is his great-great-great-grandfather. Right, listen to this.
Song of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5. I am black.
I am what?
I am black.
He said what?
I am black.
Is Jesus Christ's grandfather black?
Wait. Is that what the Bible says? Yeah.
All right,
Cool.
that plain.
Okay.
Now I'm going to show you something else. Give me Acts. Chapter
No, finish reading that.
All right, it gets better. It gets much better. We can finish reading. We can finish reading. I'm glad you said that.
Reading that, man.
I actually appreciate that you said keep reading.
For sure.
So we're going to keep reading. Read that again.
Song of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5.
Right.
I am black.
Read.
But comely.
Comely means handsome and beautiful. I am black and I'm handsome and beautiful. Read.
O ye daughters of Jerusalem.
Read on.
As the tents of Kedar.
Kedar means dark. Read.
As the curtains of Solomon.
Read.
Look not upon me because I am black.
Don't judge me because of my skin complexion.
Okay.
Read.
Because the sun has looked upon me.
What happens when you stand in the sun?
You get dark.
Plain as day.
Cool.
So
Okay.
skin complexion matters.
So we good. Okay, so I think that's an understanding right there. But okay, black. Okay.
Let me put one more point on the table.
Got you, brother.
Let me put one more thing. Give me Acts. All right, chapter 11 and verse 25.
Well, Acts chapter 11 and verse 25. Then departed Barnabas to Tarsus for to seek Saul.
Read.
And when he had found him, he brought him unto
So
Antioch.
these are the disciples that taught with Jesus Christ. Read.
And it came to pass that a whole year they assembled themselves with the church
So they're teaching the church. You listening, brother?
I'm listening, brother.
Read on.
and taught much people.
They taught much people.
And the disciples were called Christians first
Who was called Christians first? The disciples were called Christians first.
in Antioch.
In what city?
Antioch.
In Antioch. Now go 2 chapters later, chapter 13 and verse 1.
Acts chapter 13 and verse 1.
Listen to this real good, bro.
Now
I'm
there
listening, bro.
were in the church
That same church.
that was at Antioch
Read.
certain prophets and teachers,
These are the disciples that was called Christians first.
as Barnabas and Simeon,
These are the men that are with Jesus Christ every day. All right? Read.
That was called nigger.
What did they call them?
That was called nigger.
They was enslaved in the Roman Empire. What did they call them?
That was called nigger.
That plain. So your color matters. Who we are matters. What we look like, it matters.
Does it?
Yes.
Well, yeah, it does.
Okay, that's
Yes.
cool. No, no, I understand. I get it now. Yeah, okay. Jesus was black.
We can't disannul it.
I'm not disannulling nothing.
Yes,
but
sir.
my question is, okay, because if let's just say if I was a lost soul out here, well, you may think I am, but I'm far from it. But how is all they gotta do is look down and see that they're black? What is this gonna do for them on the inside? What is it gonna do to them spiritually? Like that's what I'm asking you. Like for them knowing that they black, them knowing that Jesus is black, what is it gonna do? How is that gonna grow them spiritually?
Well,
Because the color ain't gonna change.
Cant.
Here's the deal.
Yes, sir.
What has been given to us about Christ as far as an image or picture? What has been given to us? Come on. No, come on, let's be real.
Yes, sir.
This right here.
Yes.
This right here.
Yes, sir. Right.
Okay, that's all.
No, okay.
Okay, go ahead. Get back to my
Because
brother.
I don't think I think what y'all talking about is very powerful. It can be powerful, but
Get back to my brother.
I'm still trying to understand how somebody like me, somebody that's lost, right? How would they grow me spiritually knowing that Jesus is black?
First and foremost, right? First and foremost,
That's it.
give me that Hosea chapter 3.
The book of Hosea, chapter 3, and verse 4.
Listen to this.
For the children of Israel,
Who are the children of Israel?
Right here.
Okay, how do we know that those are the children of Israel?
Yeah.
I got the Bible.
I'm saying, what is it? What does the Bible say? How did you get to America? How did your forefathers get to America?
You don't want to ask me that, man, 'cause I don't know.
All right, come on, show.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 2.
So this is a prophet about to tell the Israelites something important.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass,
This is going to happen in the earth whether you like it or agree with it or not. Read.
if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Speaking to the Israelites, if they don't listen to God,
to observe to do all his commandments
read.
and his statutes, which I command thee this day,
Read. What's going to happen to them if they don't listen to God?
that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
God told the Israelites that what's going to happen to them if they don't do His commandments.
They'll get cursed.
They'll get cursed. Give me Deuteronomy 28:68.
Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
Listen to this.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
What is one of the curses?
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
God said they would have to go to Egypt again. Right? Egypt means what? What were they doing in Egypt?
I have no clue.
Exodus 20 and 2.
Book of Exodus chapter 20.
But you don't think if whoever don't listen to God to be punished, like just not just black folks, like anybody that turn their back on God, you don't think they got a life full of punishment, whether they fall in lust,
We're going to answer that. We're going to answer that next. We're going to answer that next. Right? Listen to this. Though.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God,
Read.
which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt,
What is the land of Egypt called biblically?
out of the house of bondage.
Bondage or captivity or slavery. God said if the Israelites don't do the commandments, they're going to have to go to Egypt again. Meaning what? They're going to have to go to bondage again. Captivity. Slavery. Did your people go into captivity?
Yes, but
Hold on. Before you-
was black people the only people in slavery?
No, brother. So-called black people are just a small group of people of the 12 tribes of Israel.
Okay.
No. Listen to me clearly. So-called black people are just a small group of people of the 12 tribes of Israel.
Trust me, I'm fully aware.
So there's more. It's Latinos, Native
Yes, sir,
Americans.
I get it.
God told the 12 tribes of Israel that they would go to Egypt again, meaning bondage again. Did your people go to slavery? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
They was enslaved.
How did they get enslaved? How did they get brought to America?
From my understanding, man, it was by other blacks.
Hold on.
That sold them too. Then they came to America. I don't know the whole backstory of all that. I just know for a fact that black folks enslaved in America, and then things happened from there. What I'm saying.
Hold on. I don't want you to move on from the point.
No, I'm not moving from the point. Look, understand that black folk
No.
was enslaved, but what I'm trying to ask is the spiritual
I'm gonna
makeup,
answer.
though.
We gotta get to that point, brother. Before we get to that point,
Okay.
you have to know something very clear.
Right.
Please give
And
it to
we
me.
giving it to you.
Directly.
I'm gonna give it to you
I gotta
directly.
go feed my people. I'm trying to get a quick.
All right, I'm gonna just go straight to it.
Yeah, let's
All
get
right.
straight to it.
Read it.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again
The Israelites are going to bondage again.
with ships.
So your race of people came over here on a slave ship, yes? The Bible said that the Israelites will go where?
Into Egypt again with ships.
How did your people get to America?
Ships.
What does the Bible say?
Into Egypt again with ships.
Read on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Read.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Read on.
And
When
there
you get to these different places that you're going to go to Egypt,
ye shall be sold.
you're going to be what?
Ye shall be
That's
sold
how you got the last names that you got. Robinson and Smith and Francis and Simpson, Johnson. They shall be sold to what people?
unto your enemies.
Who are we sold to? Our enemies. Who sold us? Our enemies sold us. And we're going to show you that, brother. Read.
For bondmen and bondwomen.
Read.
And no man shall buy you.
And you're not going to get redeemed. Now, I want to address one more point, brother. You said black people sold us. Another dark race of people sold us. But it wasn't your people.
Listen first.
I'm listening.
So what did I just say?
I gotta do both.
What
You said another darker race sold us.
But not your race of people.
What I'm trying to ask is this, and it's, my answer still ain't. You reading to me. I want your answer from your understanding. Okay, you identified per the Bible that Jesus was black, correct?
Jesus is a so-called black man. He's an Israelite.
Yes, sir.
You're a so-called black man. You're an Israelite.
Cool, I take that. But what I'm asking is, if I'm a spiritually depleted man, I already know I'm black. Me knowing Jesus is black, what is they gonna do for me? Boom, on the inside. What are they gonna do for my family? What are they gonna do for my son? And how is they gonna make the race better?
Romans chapter 13 first.
That's what I'm asking. Like, you read it to me. I just want an answer.
Let me answer right now.
All right, he's going for that.
All right, man.
Your shoe. What color is that? Top of your shoe there.
Black.
Okay. But you're not black man.
I'm not a black man.
You have accepted that.
Did you hear what he just said? He said you've accepted that.
You
It's not a
accepted
nation of people called, it's not a place called the land of
You're
black.
not black.
Black is just a color.
Okay.
There's
Okay,
many
Israelite.
dark races of
Israelite.
people on the earth.
Israelite.
No,
Israelite.
I'm just saying.
No,
you're
I
not
get
black.
it. I get it. But
Listen
it's
to this.
But
I'm gonna show you what it's
go
supposed
ahead.
to
While
do.
he finding that, let me.
No, he
just
already
say
got
that.
it. Right, read that.
He's just saying
Yeah,
like.
he got
Book of Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
What does this
Right.
brother got to do?
To awake out of sleep.
What is knowing the color of the Lord do to you?
Wake out of sleep.
Yeah, so you don't want to be
I'm
indoctrinated.
serious.
And you don't want to be indoctrinated to
I
the
got you.
highest degree or the smallest degree.
Yeah.
It's called indoctrination.
That's right.
That's what it's called. So wake out of sleep, read.
For now is our salvation.
Everybody's salvation.
It's our salvation nearer than when we believe.
So we have to receive salvation.
Absolutely.
The we, I'm talking about so-called black people, Latinos, Native Americans, which are the 12 tribes of Israel. So what it does to you is it revives you, brother.
That's right.
I believe
You
that.
spiritually wake up to who you are.
There you go.
And what comes along with that is obedience, keeping the commandments.
There you go.
Right.
But is that only restricted to the
God,
Give me
12
Acts
tribes of
chapter 5,
Israel?
verse 29.
Hey, man.
Acts chapter 5, verse 29.
Is the power?
Hey,
listen,
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 listen to it.
I
He's
will
asking.
listen to it. But
He's
real
asking.
quick though, let's go back and forth. I gotta run in
You
a
already
minute.
answered one
I
question.
gotta run in a
Let me
minute,
answer
man.
you
I
one
gotta
question.
run in a minute.
You gotta listen.
Is it in the
Listen.
power? Is the power in the skin color or the spirit?
Listen.
Hold on, brother. Why would your power be in the skin color?
There we go.
You can
There we
lose.
go.
You can lose melanin.
Man, please.
Hold on,
So you
listen.
saying it's in the skin color?
I didn't say that, brother.
didn't
Bro,
say
I
that.
literally
No,
didn't
he
say
didn't
that.
say that.
No, he said you can lose melanin. That's implying that.
First thing he said, your power isn't in the skin.
You know, I love talking to y'all. Though. I really do. But damn, man, my family, I gotta go feed them.
But listen to this. You
yes,
asked
sir,
the
yes,
question,
sir, yes,
right?
sir,
Read
yes,
it.
sir.
Acts chapter 5, verse 29.
I like y'all.
Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than men.
And all
Absolutely.
Israelites don't look like Wesley Snipes.
That's right.
Duh.
So it can't be skin complexion. I'm just putting that out there.
Fair enough, man. But
Hold on, let me answer the question though.
Go ahead, bro.
Read on.
The God of our
The
fathers
God of our fathers.
raised up Jesus,
Read.
whom ye slew and hanged on a tree.
Read.
Him hath God exalted
Him have God exalted.
with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Israel.
So it's only for the Israelites.
That's right.
I got you, bro. Hey, man, I appreciate it, man.
So,
I
brother,
really did.
you're an Israelite.
Hey, man, listen. Whether I am or am I not, I might be, I might not be. I don't think me knowing that I'm an Israelite will matter no more than what I'm doing right now. You know what I'm saying?
How many
the
gates
reason why,
how many gates to the kingdom of heaven?
man, look, dude, right now, that don't really matter to me. You know, I'm spiritually fulfilled. I'm spiritually enlightened. I'm just hearing y'all, man, because I think y'all got a great message for real. That's why every time I see like a Hebrew Israelite and y'all, you know, standing out doing y'all thing, that's why I come out and talk.
Okay, all
because,
praises.
yeah, for real. Because, you know, I think what the way I live and what y'all talk about is kind of like an alignment, but I don't attach it to my skin color. I do think
It shouldn't be attached to your kids.
No, I do think that, bruh, not just. Hey man, I gotta roll, cause my
I
family
got
waiting
one more
on me.
scripture for you, brother.
Listen, man, I gotta roll, Hey, appreciate y'all, man, for real. I do appreciate what y'all do, though.
Let me show you one more
lie.
verse
Come
about
on,
skin
come
color.
Come on.
Hosea chapter 6 and verse 4.
Listen to this.
O Ephraim.
Oh, who?
Oh, Ephraim.
So Ephraim is one of the 12 tribes of Israel. The Israelites, Ephraim. Oh, Ephraim.
What shall I do unto thee? O Judah, what shall I do unto thee?
Read.
For your goodness is as a morning cloud, and as the early dew, it goeth away.
Read.
Therefore have I hewed them by the prophets. I have slain them by the words of my mouth.
Read.
And thy judgments
Read on.
are as the light that goeth forth. For I desired mercy and not sacrifice, and the knowledge of God more than burnt offerings. But they, like men, have transgressed the covenant. There have they dealt treacherously against me.
Jump to the next chapter, verse 8. 7 and 8.
Hosea chapter 7 verse 8.
Right, this is what I was looking for. Listen to this.
Ephraim,
like I said, which is one of the 12 tribes of Israel.
hath mixed himself among the people.
He's mixed himself among the people. Listen to this.
Ephraim is a cake not turned.
When you have a pancake and you flip one side and you don't flip the other side, what does that look like? One is lighter than the other, right?
Or half done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not about having dark Negro skin. It's not about that. But we're letting you know that first and foremost, you don't want to be indoctrinated with these images that was given to us. Hold on, I'm not saying that's just what you're doing. I'm not saying that's what you're doing.
I understand.
I'm just saying, generally speaking, you should know that Jesus is a so-called black man because it's written.
I don't know. Like I said, that's what we kind of like. That's where the static is because, you know, like I said, there's just another form. There's just another form of idolatry to me. Talk about the spirit and the makeup of a man. That's just what I get at.
Well, brother, if you walked up right now, looking like a Chinese man,
and if he got a good strong character,
hold on,
take the meat, throw out the
that's
bones,
fine.
man.
But for the most part, all nations of people were created with a particular spirit.
Better believe it. I don't know about that.